G'day guys, Josh here. Welcome back to another State of the Economy. And you guys been wondering, where the fuck have I been? Didn't do a video on Sunday, haven't been any new videos lately, but I've been to DreamHack, as you guys can see here. So I was in DreamHack Melbourne, playing some Pokemon Silver on stream. You may notice that I've uploaded some Pokemon Silver content as well. Pretty much I was playing Pokemon Silver, didn't play too much Lost Ark, I'm at an offline to get my weekly gold. But pretty much like a Lost Ark, well, it's been... I was about to say it's been a good ride, but I'm still playing it. But either way, good to take a break. If you guys are unaware, I am taking part in the Guinness World Record for the most shiny. I think it's the most shinies. We're getting all the Johto shinies for Pokemon, so that's why I've been playing Pokemon for a bit at the moment. So it's been mostly to get my Pokemon game finished, and then I can hunt the shinies, and that's pretty much like the main part of it. But anyways, guys, let's just get into the meat and potatoes. Let's get to the bosses right away to see how the bosses are indeed going. So I've already done all these already. I actually find, funnily enough, with the bosses a bit for Argos have been going from 1.3k to 1.5k. But I gotta say, the interesting one has been the Voltan bosses. Okay, the Voltan bosses, I saw some going for 800g, 900g, 1kg for normal, and I was sitting there going like, whoa, what, cheaper than Argos? What's going on here? Now you can see here with Vicus bosses, they're still at 4k, 5k. People are doing 2-man bosses now, which is kind of crazy for Vicus. So, pretty cool to see. But as you can see, the bosses, basically, Vicus is holding steady, slightly going up. Voltan is just fucking dropping. Like, Voltan at this point is just like, you're not getting that much. You actually get probably more on an Argos boss than you do on a Voltan boss. There's a lot of people still doing Argos and still getting carried through Argos, basically, as well. Now let's check in with the crystal prices, and the blue crystal prices. I can only imagine how crazy they've gotten. Okay, like, you know what? Do you want me to enter the blue crystal prices? Okay, like, let's just be real. Like, I gotta get kind of you guess. I reckon it's gonna be 2k for blue crystals. Okay, 2k. Close enough. Oh, bang! Right in the money. 2k for blue crystals, and blue crystals are gonna say. A lot of people have said this in my comments, even especially the South Americans, where it's like 3k. They're like. Some people are quitting the game because they can't get enough gold for Crystalline Aura. And that's probably what's going to happen. Probably it's going to, come to shove. And that's when the blue crystal market's going to go down, is when people can't afford the Crystalline Aura and they have to use money. Now, if you guys are unaware of as well, Smilegate actually is burning money on this game. So this could be probably planned, so that people would either have to farm harder, make it more time and money and stuff like that, or put more time to the game, or they have to pay money if they want Crystalline Aura, basically. At the start of the game, this wasn't too hard because crystals were relatively cheap. Now getting to the meat and potatoes towards the end of the game, where people are generating, 40 grand. Like, I generate 40k gold a week, basically. And you can obviously use that to reinvest your character to generate even more gold. And as you can see here, I've got a 47k gold at the bottom now. So if I wanted to buy a Crystalline Aura, I could relatively do so for 10k. And that would be alright for a month, basically. In a month, it's 4 weeks. 160k, so it's not really harmful to me at all. But to a lot of people who are more newer to the game, let's just say they've only got 1 toon at Argos or 1 toon, at the Abyss Dungeons at Argos, they have to farm 4 weeks before they can even get a Crystalline Aura, which is, as I said before, there's one thing they can probably kill the game here as well, and most likely Smilegate won't do anything to address it. Now, some people ask, why? Well, because they are losing money on this game, if you guys didn't know that. Okay, they're not getting any money on this game. They're losing money, so it's more of a intended kind of thing. And I think it's probably, using the psychological thing about, the, what is it? The sunk cost fallacy, where, you've sunk so much time into it that you can't really stop. Now, let's go up to the lovely fellas at the AHs and see how the honing materials are going at the moment. So, honing materials first, let's get the Leapstones out the way. Let's see how the Leapstones are going. I have noticed that Greater Honor Leapstones and Honor Leapstones have gone up. Basically, gonna say right now, I think you are better off farming Yoho Steel. Could be an idea to farm Rixian for the Honor Leapstones, but Yoho seems to go. But these honing mats are slowly going up. The main reason why is that people are trying to get geared for Clown. Clown is coming up very, very shortly, and everyone knows that the Clown is coming up. And people want to get to 1490, people want to get to 1475. I've got the 1490 myself, but I haven't bought any mats for the AH. But, you do you, basically. Crystallized Guiding Stones have gone up to 2G. They've gone back down to 1G. Mostly 2G, as you can see, there's only 2 remaining. So, probably expect that to go up to maybe 3G over the next few days. Checking in the Destruction Stones as well. Destruction Stones have gone up to 13G. Back to double digits for, like, the first time in quite a while. They were at single digits for quite a while. And as I said, it was mainly just people trying to hone their ults up, and people have realized now they've got to hone their ults up to really just catch up and compete with the craziness that is the economy at the moment. And that's what they're trying to do. Now we're going to go to shard pouches as well to check how those are going. I've actually noticed as well, because I did do some life shards on the weekend, and life shard pouches have gone up quite a bit, and they've gone up back to where they were previously. Now honest shards is another one that's gone up as well, and it may be, you know, something to really ponder whether or not you spend your extra maps on the tier 3 rift rather than tier 1 rifts. Just be aware, with the tier 1 rifts you can get 2 legendary maps for about 650 rift pieces, which means you can get essentially up to 16 of these, compared to going to a tier 3 map where it's, you know, basically 1.4k, 1.8k, and only getting 8 of these as well. So it's something you got to really weigh up at the end of the day on what you want to do. Now it's obviously easy enough to realize that you should get the life shard pouches. You should get your yawn maps and your Phaethon maps and do those to get your life shard pouches. But it might be an idea on, you know, whether or not you do the harmony shards or do you do the honor shards instead. It really depends on how everything is going. It could be possible that you want to do the honor shards as well, because even if you do get a blue map from the honor shards and people do it with you, you got 121G compared to getting a blue Vern map and you only get 86. So it's something to weigh up. And also, not to mention as well, if you get an epic map, you get 245G instead of 166. The only one, and also, well, when you get to here, you know, it really depends on your rift pieces, okay? Really depends on your rift pieces. Don't take too much out of it. Just be aware of that is the case, basically, that you may have to consider those prices up and down. It's obvious, you know, it's obvious to anyone that you should be doing, obviously, the tier 2 mats, but you know what we're going to take a look at next? We're going to take a look at the honing support mats. We're going to take a look at the solars. Let's see how the solars are going so far. We've got Solar Graces, 48 cups have gone down. Funny enough, the tier 2 cups actually more than the tier 1 cups, which is quite funny. Don't tell me fusion materials are down more. And you got the protections, the solar blessings, and the solar graces. These have gone up. This used to be 35G. This used to be 80G. This used to be about 150G. So it's gone up slightly. And I guess this is because of the Leapstones going up as well, and also the gold inflation going up as well, which is starting to affect prices all around, where people can demand a bit more because people have a lot more gold. Now, on the other side as well, with the honing support mats, we'll check the fusion materials. And I gotta say, the fusion material here, Calder's still 1G. Basic has dropped to 9, and I gotta say, that's a steal. You want to probably pick those up very quickly. And you know what? I'm just gonna pick them up right now because that is a steal. Because if you can see here, the simple ones are 10G each. And a lot of people are dumping them on AH. I'm not sure why you would dump these for 9G each, given the fact that, you know, simple is 10G. But anyways, let's get out of that for the moment. Let's get into the potions. Potions mainly is just elemental pots, which is the main things as well. But there are some battle items that are going up in price. Elemental pots going up to 31. Probably expected given Clown coming out. That basically you want to get your elemental HP potions because you're going to be doing a lot of attempts on Clown until you get used to it, until you clear it, basically. And I think Clown is Rehearsal and then himself. And if you kill one of them, that's done for the week as well. Could be quicker than Abyss Dungeons, not terribly too short. It's, you know, you have to wait to see it, basically. Now, next up, we're going to go with Engravings. Engravings, well, with the gold inflation, I fully expect it to go up, okay? I fully expect it to go up. And, you know, as I said before, like, you know, you got to start looking at buying your class recipes because, as you can see here, the last 2 pages of the most expensive engravings have all been class recipes, with this most expensive battle one being Keen Blood Weapon, then Hitmaster, then Adrenaline, then Cursed Doll. And Grudge is languishing at 5.7k, but I think at this point it's because everyone has Grudge maxed, so that could be the case. But you can see here that basically the battle ones are very cheap. And not to mention as well, Ambush Master's got up to 5k. I remember purchasing those at 3.5k. I thought that was a steal, and it was a steal. But you can see here that, you know, a lot of the battle ones have dropped back or gone up slightly. And, geez, Enhanced Weapon at 1.7k. Geez, I bought those at 800. But you can see here that, like, a lot of the class recipes are now, like, stupidly expensive, okay? And you're going to be forking out 15k for Igniter. With Demonic Impulse, you're forking out 16,600 per one. And I think those prices are going to go up. And I think the class ones are going to go up more and more because it's harder to get a class-based accessory than to get 20 legendary books. Okay, man, you know, with the class-based accessory, you're dealing with engravings, and it has to be picked up by a Deathblade. Okay, let's just use Deathblade, for example. Has to be picked up by a Deathblade if you want to play Surge. And you have to get the stats on it. You have to get a good second trait. And you can see where I'm going with this. It's quite hard to do, hence the books look more attractive basically as well. Now we're going to take a look at the food. Okay, so food. Let's take a look at the food. Steak. Let's take a look at the food. Food's going to be relatively around this 313 max. That's how much gold it costs to get all the fusion materials together. Make sure you probably get some of these for Kakusidon, obviously, to get the highest stats you can be, because he's a very mechanically intensive fight, and at the same time, you want to be, ready to go, and also at the same time, you want to have as much DPS as you can on him. Now, last but not least is the pets and skins market. So we don't have steak. Now, the pet market could be a bit inflated. The main reason why the pet market will be inflated is because of the pet ranch. Now, some of you be like going, why would the pet ranch be so expensive? Or not pet ranch make it so expensive? Because the more pets you have, the more you can put on the treadmills, and the more you can put into a ranch. So you can effectively have 12, you can have free pets on the treadmill, switch free out, put free back in, and effectively keep them cycling for quite a long time to get you more pet cookies and to upgrade your pets to legendary pets. And that could be the reason why that these prices have gone up slightly as well. Now we're going to check the skins out as well. As you can see here, some of the skins are a bit lower in price. The wingsuit skin, I gotta say, that's interesting. I saw a wingsuit skin going for a bit less, but either way, the wingsuit skins, as I said, I think it was last week that they'll start being put on the AH, and you can see here, some of the skins are on AH, 20k, set useful set, all these things as well. I gotta say, a lot of people are using the time to convert their royal crystals into skins, because skins sell a lot more than royal crystals sell in the market. Just an FYI. So this is why a lot of skins are in the market as well. Last but not least, we're going to go to the AH to end this. And, well, overall so far, I think the AH is going to be kind of the same thing, but we'll just check out gems first of all to give you an idea of how gems are going currently. I'm going to go into tier 3 gems. So last time we saw, level 7 gems, they've gone up slightly to like 19k or so. Maybe not, 17k, some of them as well. Someone's gone a bit crazy and trying to sell gold at 75k. But, as you can see here, the gems have gone slightly up. But people have told me before that the gems ebb and flow. It's like a wave. So it goes up and it goes down. Now with the accessories as well, as I've kept highlighting, I don't know if you guys wanted me to keep highlighting this all over and over again. But like a lot of the big things that are happening and are making a lot of money is the class engravings, your own class engravings. So if you are basically a Deadeye or anything like that, not Deadeye, but Sorcerer or anything like that, your class engravings are making a lot of dosh as well. Now I've got to say as well, basically one of these stones, which I believe is the which I'm searching now, the KBW stones and adrenaline stones will sell for quite a bit. So just be aware of that as well. They sell for quite a bit because I've seen theirs go up for like 1.7k, 1.8k, 1.9k. And a lot of people are starting to get these ability stones rolling and starting to sell them as well because some people want 9-7 ability stones, which is, as you can see here, quite difficult to get. And they're basically trying anything for it. Now, at the same time as well, obviously, we're going to take a look at the class engravings as well. You use my dude as an example. And I got my best class engravings. I got my best in slot. I'll show you guys a bit later. I'll show you guys after this. But let's just say I wanted, let's say, KBW and enhanced weapon. Let's just say I wanted enhanced weapon at 3-3 and KBW at 5-5 and spec. Now, I'll tell you right now, this is going to be fucking expensive. And you can see here to get KB5, and this is not even a good stat. The endurance is not even a good off stat. It's expensive. Now, same thing here. To get a very decent crit enhanced weapon, it's 100k. Now, this is going to be the same for a lot of recipes. It could be a bit cheaper for some classes because a lot of people play them, but I gotta say right now, it's probably going to be more expensive for you. Regardless. And I won't crow on about it, but just be aware that class engravings on armor is accessories are quite expensive. So just remember at the same time that it may be more cost effective to get books than it is to get the accessory, because accessory, you only use it into your next tier, while with books, you have 12 forever. So that's one of the arguments that you can have as well. Now, I'm going to go here quickly before we end up, today. To just go through, basically I did get my best in slot. I did get 4090, which I achieved. Now, I did get a lot of my best in slot as well. As you can see here, I got a nice neck with swiftness specialization and curse style enhanced weapon for about 15,000 gold, which I was really shocked with considering these are the best in slot stats for Deadeye, unless you want to switch swiftness for crit, basically, which you can do, and that's probably an extra 10 kg on it as well. So I was really, really, happy with it as well. But overall, the state of the economy, I'd say gold is inflating quite a bit. So since gold is inflating quite a bit, a lot of your accessory price is going to increase. A lot of your engravings price is going to increase. And pretty much like your money's just in the shard pouches. Make sure you spend those rift pieces here. You know, I've got to spend mine shortly as well. But make sure you get it done. See you guys later. Hope you guys have a great day and I'll stay to the economy.